Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will create a new workflow in n8n, and if you are new with n8n, then it will be great start and easy start for you. So I will highly suggest you to watch the video till end so you can learn how to create a new node, how to attach with the new node, how full workflow works. So without wasting a time, let's jump directly into my screen now. So you can see in my screen. Let's first start n8n. Because I'm hosting locally, I open a cmd command first and write n8n. So it takes a couple of seconds. So it's ready. Now we can just press O and it will redirect to our browser and open n8n. And let's create a new workflow here. So we click on the create a new workflow. We can change the name here by just clicking on it, and we give YouTube for now. So in this workflow, I want to create a workflow which can update the status of my job application by extracting information from the Gmail. So every time I receive a new email regarding my job application status, whether it is acknowledgement email or it's in process email or it's a rejected email, or if they invite me for an interview, then all the status will be updated automatically in my Google Sheet. So that's the whole idea, and let's make it step by step so you can learn n8n. So first of all, we need a trigger node. So every time we receive a new email in our email ID, then this workflow should be triggered. So we first add a Gmail trigger node. In order to add a new node, just click on this plus button, or you can just click here on the plus button and we write a Gmail. So click on it. So we have this on message received trigger node, and other nodes are also that reply to a message, send a message, mark a message as read. So you can do a lot with Gmail, but as of now we need this a node. So you can see our node is here, and if you want to edit inside the node, you just double click on the node and it will be redirected here. So if you start for the first time and if you never used Gmail before, then you have to set up your credentials here. In order to set up credentials, because you can see here my credentials are already there, but you need to set up from here. So you can write edit here, or you can click on the add button if you have add button there, and you have to add your client ID and client secret. So that might be a question for you, like how to get this client ID and client secret. In order to get that client ID and client secret, just search uh, just search Google email API key and click on this link here, manage API key authentication from Google Cloud documentation, and you can go to you can click on this link and go redirect to the credential page. So in this page you might have to create a new project. I already created it before, so I don't need to create a new one. So you can create it from here. Then you have to create a new client ID and client secret here. I already have it here, so you can see you can find this client ID here, and client secret you can create from here. I already have two. Please keep this in mind that you can have maximum two client secrets, and once you create a new one, I highly suggest you to save it somewhere. Otherwise, if you forget it, or if you didn't save it, then you might not be able to see that again. So create and save it somewhere so you can use it in future. So you don't need to remove it and create a new one again and again. So once you have client ID and client secret, come back to your Gmail node, click paste your client ID and client secret here, then uh, click on the save button or click on the connect button. I already have connected it, so I don't need to do that again, but If they ask you to reconnect it or something, then just reconnect it. It's very simple. Then we want to edit the node. We don't require here all time, so we just delete it. And this will be triggered every time the message received. So we keep it simple as well. So that's all for this node. Now every time we received a message in email, we want to extract the information from that email. In order to do that, we use AI agent, which can extract all the information or the relevant information for us from the email we received. So in order to add a new node, just click on this plus button or the plus button here. I click on this plus button now. I write AI agent, and you can see this is here. And so you can see now it's here. Now we have to set up this AI agent. And how to set up that? First of all, we have to add a chat model or AI model here. In order to do that, click the plus button here and search OpenRouter chat model. I highly suggest you to use this one if you don't want to pay money to the ChatGPT or other subscription models. Then just use this model. It offers ChatGPT and other models as well as some free models. In order to use free models, just write free here, and all the free models will be appeared, and you can use any of them as per your requirement. Now I'm using OpenAI free model with 120 billion parameters. You can use other as per your requirement, or if you don't know what they do or how they are different to each other, then you can also Google it or just use this one which I'm using now. That's it for our AI model. Now we have to give a prompt which can extract the information from Gmail. In order to understand how this works, first of all, let's execute the previous node. In order to do that, and click on the run button, and it run. And you can see here what it can give you as an output. And you have ID, you have thread ID, you have snippets. So this is the whole information inside the email. And you have the subject, you have like from who you received this email, and so on. And for that, we use all this information and try to write a prompt which can help us to get the best out from that model. And in order to write that prompt, select a defined below. Otherwise, it might want to get prompt from the previous node, but we want to write the prompt here, so we write it here. So I already have the prompt, so I will not going to write that full prompt again, but you can see what I have inside the prompt. I have the role defined, task defined, what it needs to do, what should be the output, how the output should look like, and what are the inputs. So these are the inputs already here you can see. And if you don't know how to use these inputs, so for example, you want to know from who you received this email, and you want to get the input from the previous node, just drag and drop. So from, I just drag it here and then drop it here, and you can see it just appear. And that's how it works. So you don't need to write it manually, you can drag and drop, and that's very easy. That's my full prompt. If you want this prompt, then I will attach it in the description, or you can also find it in my workflow directly. I will put the link in description, so you can see this workflow. You can also download it from the n8n website directly because it's already approved from n8n. So that's all about this AI agent. Now we can see what can be output from this AI agents. So let's execute the node now. So this is the output. It has the JSON output, but it's not structure. That's why we have to use the edit field node, which can structure the output here. And before that, I like to pin this, so I don't need to execute it again. And now, as I said, we have the output from the AI agent, and now we have to use the edit field node. So write edit field, and this node will be appear. So you can see it's there. Now we have to define what we want to edit in this node. So we want the output in JSON. So I write name as data output, Instead of string, I want an objects, and my value is this output. So I will just drag and put it here, and you can see that appear. And in order to see if it's working correctly or not, I will just try to execute step. That string I need to define as object here, and then try again. And you can see the status, company name, and job role is set perfectly as JSON. So as you can see, status, company, and JSON. As you can see, status, company, and job role are defined as expected. And now we want to use this data to append in our Google Sheet. In order to do that, I think we need to add one more node here, because we don't always get job application email but also other emails. In order to keep that email separately, or we don't want to add that in our job application status Google Sheet, then we use if node here. So there is also a logic node, and we use if node here, and we say or if status is not equal to, so string not equal to other, because if you see in our prompt I have extra information about the status. So applied, rejected, in review, interview, and there are other. So all the emails which is not related to our job application will be tagged as other emails, and those emails we don't want to use for our job application status in our Google Sheet. That's why we use this node, if node, and we set up it correctly that our status is not equal to other. Then if it's true, then we create a new node here, a Google Sheet, and we want to append or update the row in. So you can see the Google Sheet node is here, as we did before with the Google Gmail. We have to set up the credentials. That's the same way. The client ID and client secret can be the same, and you can just connect it with your Google Sheet. Once you connected it, you have all the information about your drive, and all the Google Sheet will be appeared here. So you can click on choose, and this all the Google Sheets which I have in my Google Drive, and I am using a job application status for now, because you can see in my job application I already set up a 3 column with company, job role, and status. So all the rows will be appended here. If it's not there, or if its company name is there, then this should just update the status, and that's logic we use here. In order to use that logic, we first define a sheet. I only have one sheet here, so I just select there, and I would choose here map each column manually, because we want to have only 3 column and not other data. And column to match, we keep here company name. And in order to get that, first we have to execute the previous node here. This node we execute, and because it is not equal to other, that's why we got output as this one. Otherwise the output should be none, or that should not go forward, and our data will not be updated because the email is not regarding our job application. So here now we have output here, and we want to use also company as a company here, job role as job role, and status as status. So just drag and drop, it's very easy. And now everything set up. So it will try to match the company name. If the company name is there, then it just update the status. If the company name is not there, then it append a new row. So that's all about this node. And in order to check if it's working correctly or not, we use the execution step. But before that, in order to check the company name is not already there, so you can see that it is not there, and we just click on the execution step now, and it's done. So this company name, job role, and status should be appended already in this Google Sheet, and you can see it's done. And now it's set as apply. If you get another email from this company and for the same job role that application is rejected or you are invited for the interview, then status will be updated automatically. So I think everything is set up now in order to check the full execution if working correctly or not. So we unpin this. So in order to get the new data, and for that, let's delete this row now to check if it's appending correctly or not. I click on the execution workflow. So it takes only a couple of seconds to finish the process, and everything is done. And you can see in this Google Sheet that this is appended. And in order to keep it active or keep it live for 24 hours, you might have to use cloud version, or if you just want to use free version, then you have to keep this workflow running. In order to do that, you have to publish it. So it will not be publishing anyway, it will be saved in your local machine, so don't worry about that. You can give any version name, so I will just give one one uh, 100 because it's the initial version and published. So now it's live, and so no one can access this. So it's not anywhere in Google, but it's locally saved, and published means it's active. So, and every time you receive a Gmail, this workflow will be executed automatically. If you want to check if it's executed or not, you can go to this option here, and here you can see how many times this is executed. And every time you receive an email, you will see a new execution here, and you can also see here how many seconds it took to finish the workflow. And for us, it took 7 seconds, and it's really quick and really helpful if you are applying for jobs. And I think now you have overall idea how to set up a node, how to start with n8n. And if you don't know how to use n8n for free, then check out my previous video here. I will give you the link in the description. So that's all about this video. I hope you like this video. Then hit the like button. Please do subscribe to my channel to support me, and please do share with your friends so they can also learn n8n and build their own AI workflow. If you have any questions, then comment below. I will try to answer that. And if you have requests for other video, then do let me know. I will try to make video on that. That's it for now. See you in the next video. Bye.